You find yourself staring at the ceiling at night. The silence of your room is a constant companion. You scroll through social media, seeing pictures of gatherings you weren't invited to, and relationships that seem so distant from your own reality. Your family is concerned. They see your solitude and call it sadness. Old friends have drifted away, unable to understand the change they see in you. You feel profoundly, deeply alone. But what if this loneliness isn't a sign that you've been abandoned? What if it's the opposite? What if God has intentionally cleared the room of your life, not to leave you empty, but to fill you with something so powerful, so divine, that it requires your undivided attention? You are not being overlooked. You are being set apart. The process is not a punishment. It is a profound preparation. Over the next few minutes we will explore 7 deep-seated reasons why God's chosen ones often walk a solitary path. By the time we get to the final reason, your perspective on the quiet seasons of your life will be transformed forever. Before we dive in, I want to ask you something. Have you ever felt like you're hearing a melody that no one else can hear? A call towards a different purpose, a different way of living that makes you feel like a stranger in familiar places? If that resonates with you, type, "I hear it" in the comments below. Because what you are about to hear will affirm that you are not going crazy. You are simply tuning into a higher frequency. The first reason for your isolation is that you are undergoing a divine purification. God is a loving protector, and sometimes, His protection looks like removal. Think of your spirit as a pure spring of water. For years you allowed others to pollute it with their negativity, their gossip, their limited beliefs, and their worldly distractions. You didn't realize how much the spiritual static from these connections was drowning out the voice of God. So He began the quiet work of unplugging you from the noise. That friendship that was built on superficial things suddenly felt hollow. That relationship that pulled you away from your faith lost its appeal. You may see it as losing friends, but from a heavenly perspective, God was performing a spiritual detox on your life. He loves your destiny too much to allow it to be compromised by connections that are not aligned with your calling. This season of being alone is not about loss, it's about cleansing the vessel for a holy purpose. This leads us directly to the second powerful truth. Your solitude is not an empty waiting room. It is a divine classroom. Every great leader, every prophet, every person God used in a mighty way, was first enrolled in the school of solitude. Joseph had the prison. Moses had the backside of the desert for 40 years. David had the caves while running for his life. And even Jesus had the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights. You are not being sidelined. You are being mentored by the Creator Himself. In the quiet, away from the clamor of other people's opinions and expectations, God is teaching you to hear His voice with unmistakable clarity. He is building your character, forging resilience in your spirit, and imparting wisdom that cannot be learned from a book or a seminar. The strength you are gaining now, in private, is the very strength you will need to carry the weight of the public assignment He has for you. What feels like a lonely trial today is actually your training for a future triumph. Now the third reason might explain that deep sense of disconnect you feel from the world around you. You are being recalibrated to a different frequency. Your spirit is being awakened to eternal things, and as a result, the temporary attractions of the world are losing their shine. The conversations that once entertained you now feel meaningless. The ambitions that drive others, chasing money, fame, and pleasure, feel empty to you. This isn't because you've become arrogant or self-righteous. It's because you are undergoing a spiritual metamorphosis. A caterpillar, once it begins its transformation into a butterfly, can no longer relate to the world of crawling. In the same way, you are developing spiritual wings, and you can no longer be content with crawling on the ground. This creates a natural separation. You feel alone because you are, in a very real sense, becoming a citizen of another kingdom, and the language, customs, and values of this world are becoming increasingly foreign to you. The fourth reason is one of the most challenging yet crucial to understand. Your loneliness is a test of your devotion. When you had a crowd of supporters, it was easy to have faith. When friends were cheering you on, it was easy to believe. But God is interested in a faith that is not dependent on external validation. He wants to know, will you still love me when no one else does? Will you still trust my plan when you can't see a single step ahead? Will you still worship me when your only audience is me? This season of isolation strips away every crutch. It removes the applause of people, so that you can learn to live for the applause of heaven alone. This is where your faith develops real roots. It's in the lonely moments when it's just you and God that you discover the unwavering, unshakable reality of His presence. You are learning to draw your strength, your joy, and your identity, not from who is around you, but from who is within you. Passing this test is a prerequisite for the promotion that is to come. Hold on for a moment. If you have listened this far, it means this message is striking a chord deep within your spirit. You're not here by accident. The next 3 reasons are even more profound, and they unlock the ultimate purpose behind your solitary season. If you are ready to receive this, hit that like button to let me know you're still on this journey with me. The 5th strategic reason for your isolation is that God is protecting your future from your past. Often, the very people we are most comfortable with are the ones who are most committed to keeping us the same. When God plants a new dream, a new vision, or a new calling in your heart, it is a fragile seed. It needs to be protected from the harsh words of doubters and the cold cynicism of those who cannot see what you see. God often removes you from these environments, not to be cruel, but to be a divine incubator for your destiny. He knows that the person who constantly criticizes your vision cannot be trusted with your future. He knows that the friend who belittles your faith will try to sabotage your assignment. So He creates a space of separation where your vision can grow strong, shielded from the winds of disbelief. Your isolation is a high-security spiritual greenhouse, where God is cultivating the great things He has planted within you. This brings us to the 6th transformational truth. You are being pruned for greater fruitfulness. Jesus spoke of the vine and the branches, explaining that every branch that bears fruit, the Father prunes, that it may bear more fruit. Pruning, by its very nature, is a process of cutting away. It can feel painful. It can feel like loss. You look at your life and see friendships that have been cut off, social circles that have been removed, and you wonder what you did wrong. But in reality, God is lovingly pruning away the branches of your life that are draining your energy, but producing no spiritual fruit. He is cutting away the prin room good, to make room for the branches moroshal best. This process is designed to focus your spiritual nutrients on what truly matters, so that the fruit you bear in the next season, the love, the impact, the purpose, will be more abundant and glorious than you can imagine. The emptiness you feel now is simply the space being created for a harvest you have yet to see. And now, the 7th and final reason, which changes everything. Your season of isolation is not a holding pattern. It is a launching pad. God is not preparing you for a life of loneliness. He is preparing you for a level of influence and divine connection that your old self could not handle. While others are busy networking and building horizontal connections, God has had you in a secret place, building your vertical connection with Him. You have been learning to depend on Him, to hear His voice, and to draw from His strength. You have been developing a depth of character, an unshakable integrity, and a spiritual authority that can only be forged in the fires of solitude. God is preparing to elevate you, and when He does, it will be sudden and it will be unmistakable. He is getting you ready to be presented before people of influence, to be a voice of wisdom, and to carry a mantle of leadership. The world may have counted you out, but God is about to show them that He was counting you in all along. Your loneliness was simply the cost of your anointing. So let's shift our entire perspective right now. Stop seeing your solitude as a problem, and start seeing it as a privilege. Stop viewing your isolation as a rejection, and start seeing it as a sacred invitation into the deep things of God. His ways are not our ways. What looks like a setback in the natural is often a setup for a miracle in the spiritual. Your loneliness has a divine purpose and an expiration date. Don't waste this precious season wishing it away. Instead, lean into it. Go deeper in your prayer. Spend more time in His Word. Cultivate the gifts He has placed inside of you. Allow Him to heal the hidden wounds in your heart. You are not alone because you are unworthy. You are alone because you are being made ready. You are not forgotten. You are being forged. Your separation is not the end of your story. It is the necessary preparation for your glorious next chapter. Embrace your calling, and walk forward with confidence, even if for now, you must walk alone. If this message has spoken to your heart, please like this video so that others who feel alone can find it. And in the comments, write, "I am being prepared" as a declaration of faith over your life.